Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we've hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Get better every time, bitch. Really get better every single time.
For the winningest factory stock driver a season ago, he drew the worst pill of the bunch, but I guarantee you he'll start picking them off. It's Ricky Ingalls in 81. A dirt track Saturday night here, Memorial Day weekend in Greenwood, Louisiana, the oldest dirt oval, on demand on RaceOnTexas.com. And the green flag flies by Keith Parker, the judge here and executioner here, week to week. And Sean Graham going to go ahead and try to think better of it. Oh boy, bouncing around like a ping pong ball in the opening lap, and the whole field a victim of circumstance. Career, but he's never cashed in on a victory here at this racetrack. The D28 will line up back inside of two with that Roy power supplying the power underneath the hood of that D28 as Lindsay out of Keithville, your pole sitter, re-racked and stacked original restart. Here we go. We're underway again at the hill, and Sean Graham's going to do it again, what he did the previous lap, and he's going to drift up top side the 4 wide off the exit of turn number 2. Look out. Oh my. They went 4 wide momentarily. The real estate had been bought. And here comes Pilkington. And Pilkington about gets the nose knocked off to the 22 car. So they'll hustle back off into turns 1 and 2. Sean Graham has a hot rod. He's going to dig down to the inside of the 2 car, washes up with the front end again, but he's able to corral it this time. But Lindsay holds steady up top with the race lead in 2. Garrett Lindsay right now with the race lead. Is the 22 going to throw his hat into the ring and become a factor here? Here comes Rollo. Rollo rim riding the top shelf of the Boothill Speedway to his advantage. He'll roll into turns 1 and 2, 3 wide. It's 3 pigs in a blanket, or 3 cars in a blanket. 3 wide off the exit of turn number 2, down the back straight. Here comes Rollo. Hey, hello, and goodbye. As Ronald Pilkington disposes of 2, gets the Walmart special 2 for the price of 1. Hello, we'll see you later. Pilkington digging the night. Rollo digging into turn number 1. Has the race lead by about a car length now as Sean Graham goes back to work, punches the time clock as he sets his sights down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Lindsay relegated to 3rd now, and we'll see if the D28 or Derek Daniel has something as Graham takes another stab to the inside of Rollo for the race lead. Sean Graham up to the challenge tonight. The Marshall Texan took it away, but the Shreveport native is on the ball now, trying to sweep the weekend. Graham had never won on Memorial Day until last night, and he has definitely got a hot rod for this bunch tonight. Door to door, half a cat's whisker advantage at the line for the Marshall Texan Pilkington that last time by. The former top qualifier here for the inaugural 10,000 win King of the Hill event. Should be coming up in August. On demand on RaceOnTexas.com. Austin Wilkins behind the lens on a beautiful dirt track Saturday night, and Graham, a mistake that will be hard to correct. It appeared that he had found something and could have possibly made his way alongside the 22 and throw him in his hip pocket, but not going to be able to get the job done as he's got one more quarter-mile trip. I did maybe speak too soon. We'll see what happens. Pilkington started developing a push there as Graham closes the gap. Pilkington may have problems. But Graham going to give it another shot through turns 3 and 4. Looks like Rollo should be able to hold on to her, but here comes trouble again. Final time off of turn number 4. Ronald Pilkington wins heat race number 1 tonight, presented by R&R Timber for the factory stocks. So it'll be Smooth Waters, who was leading last weekend at Texarkana before some contact with his good friend Brandon Brown up front for the race lead, ended his night abruptly. But he'll try it again tonight here at the place to race. And Gary Lipscomb did not get up and go, and it's likely due to the car not getting up and going for him. If anybody has bad luck, it'd be Gary Lipscomb. 45 comes in front of 46, he says, and the 45 of Randy Cox will take over the race lead. As numerically sitting in order right now, 27 trying to fend off the 5. As the 5 of Lishman has a run, Gailey gets a little sidestep there off the exit of the corner, and 35 going to take advantage and throw him into his hip pocket as well if he can, and he can't. We got a battle shaping up for the top spot, and hot pursuit stalking the tail tank of the 45R of Randy Cox is the 46 of Austin Waters. Austin Waters, after having his Austin was having some pretty solid performances and chomping at a first-time victory a couple of years ago, and he's been sitting out of the cockpit, acquired this car just before the season started here in 2019. And this young man, who turns wrenches for his good friend Whitehead, or did for many Saturday nights, gets it pretty honest as he'll head down the back straightaway, stalking the tire tracks. The 45R for the race lead. All over the rear trunk of the 45R of Cox. He feels him breathing down his neck. Smooth as ice, calm, no mistakes at this juncture of the race, as 46 continues to go to work. And the run that he's looking for may be coming right about now. The 46 is running about a half a lane higher up on the top shelf of 3 and 4. Can really get a big run and use that momentum to his advantage as they roll off into 1 and 2. We'll sit to see what happens as he's running out of time. Tick-tock goes the race clock. Randy Cox a little loose off of exit, breaks traction in 45R, 46 closing again. And the Broadway Sports Bar number 46 of Austin Waters down the back straightaway. Loses a little bit of ground that time. 2 car lengths separate into 3 and 4 for the final time. Lishman back in third. Final time to the checkers. Randy Cox wins heat race number 2 for the factory stocks in 45R. Smooth Waters grabs second. And the 5 of Lishman. And fourth will go to Turner. Good racing in the factory stock so far. The 5 inside of 2, that's Paul Lopez. Logan Griffin's in that number 17. Eric Procell, outside pole sitter in 33. My apologies, race fans. Skeet Amison in the car number F5. Assume Little John Tuggle back out here in the number 8 car. So we rock and roll into turns 3 and 4 for the first time in heat race number 3 of the night, and it's Cody Myers from Bossier City, Louisiana, out front with the race lead. And a triple stack off of 4. ASCS sprint cars will be in action tomorrow just down the road at I-20 at Lone Star Speedway tomorrow afternoon. We're back underway here at Boothill. I'd watch Little John Tuggle. He's going to be coming quick, fast, and in a hurry in the 8 car, but look out, Tuggle. Down the back straightaway, Tuggle's already got 2 for the price of 1. It'll roll into 3 as the 81 of Meyer still leads here at the hill in heat race number 3. Paul Lopez. And Little John has a little bit more problems down there in the 33 and the 492. Getting down to it, 50% complete. It's 3.5 laps to go when he meets the midpoint of the back straightaway, and Cody Myers will do so in 81. 3 trips around when he crosses underneath the ABC Auto Parts flag stand here for the Bossier City racer, Cody Myers. Myers began racing when he was 15 years old over at Champion Park Speedway. A longtime teammate to the fellow who is making up the tail end of this field, Little John Tuggle. Myers learned a lot from the tutelage from Tuggle over the years. Little John's still one of the winningest drivers in this division. Myers, with 6 career wins at this racetrack, leads them into 1 and 2, as it'll be one more trip around when he crosses underneath the flag stand. Myers getting comfortable in this Joe Best owned car and the Laser race car with Twin City Towing, John Harvey Toyota sponsoring the number 81 entry. A respectable showing for Paul Lopez, all things considered, after he got his cage rattled pretty good. 81. Back bumper to the 7. I can't see that outside row. Brandon Brown, the reigning 67 Speedway champions, in that number 32. Oh my goodness. Michael Hudson's outside pole sitter. My apologies, folks. I can't. Oh, Bruce, look out. Oh. Wow. Oh, Bruce. Back underway at the hill in heat race number 4, heat 5 in staging. Robert Graham in the car number 33. Not sure how I missed him on the lineup, but we are back underway. As 32 going to go 3 wide. Look out, Brandon. He may not get clearance. Thought he was going to come up the racetrack, elected not to do so. He'll continue to roll the bottom side of the racetrack well. And looking to dispose the 33 car at the line. 32 takes second. The Hooks Texan, Brandon Brown, has had a hot rod, and he just nearly lost the handle. About lost the handle completely, but corralled it. The 32 car, Brandon Brown, look out. Washed from the bottom side of the racetrack and thought he'd make a connection with the 33 car. But the Wi-Fi is bad here as they roll off a 2 down the back straightaway. Robert Graham, sporting sponsors from Seegers Roofing. He's running the roof of Boothill right now with the 32 down in the basement. Off of 4 down the boulevard they come. 21 of Trevor Spear, getting better every time he sits behind the wheel. Right now, Mike Hudson, looking like the 44 Magnum mini stock days. He is on the ball tonight. Michael Hudson marching to the beat of his own drum, singing a beautiful song out front in the number 199. 32 may have something for him if he got a caution, but there's no way for 32 to make up the advantage that 199 is throwing on the competition here, as the best battle on the track appears to be for the 3rd position. It is 33 of Graham holding off 34 of Daughtery. Hey, I bet that. The white flag is out. The final quarter-mile trip around the Greenwood Oval here for car number 199 of Michael Hudson. Looking like a Hudson Hornet. He gone. And the 3 and 4 for the final time. He'll wave hello and goodbye to the sponsorship signs off of 4. Sponsorship signs off of 4 to the checkered flag for the 199 of Mike Hudson. Brendan Brown takes second. Nearly in a straightaway over 3rd place, Robert Graham and Bruce Daughtery, who comes home 4th. This fella scored his first ever win at Arklatex earlier the year. The 34 junior is Josh Daughtery. 7 cars, 8 laps of distance. Light that fires. Here we go. They'll go neck and neck and a little bit of slight kiss to contact, some right side romance into turns 1 and 2. Bobby Jordan now on the tail tank of the 12, gives him a shot in the shorts. Hello, Bo Perry. How you doing? Into 3, Perry with the race lead on the opening circuit. Who's going to lead lap 1? Whitehead got in there a little hot and heavy. Neil Kemp on a march to the front. This is a who's who, folks. This is Murderer's Row. 3 wide for 4th, 5th, and 6th as they go door-to-door for 2nd. Down the back straightaway off of 2 and into 3. Neil Kemp way up top where Grandpa keeps the real good bourbon into turn number 3. Kemp receiving pressure from 27 of Greenwald. 81 got in there hot of Warner. The separation right now with these drivers, there's very minimal amount for error. No room for error in this division. Oh boy, and Josh Greenwald about got crossed up there by Club 20. Neil Kemp got disposed of, and Greenwald going to get another shot in the shorts. They're racing hard as Bo Perry continues to lead with the 17 of the police chief breathing down his neck here as the 81 will set up a 360 show for you into 1 and 2. We'll give him a 9 out of 10. Down the boulevard they come off of 4, and Bo Perry still leads. Bo Perry had stepped his game up to the top echelon of factory stock competitors a season ago as he had come into the big 5,000 win factory stock 50 at Arklatex. Justin Whitehead's big event will be coming up in June, and the 12th car had ultra confidence, as he should have been, as he was the winningest driver in this class coming into that race a season ago. This year brought the car out for the first time a little later than last, but he nearly got the win last Friday night at Showtime and was beat by half a cask whisker at the line by Scotty Case. Went back for some redemption last night, won his heat, broke something before he could even take the green flag. Sean Graham went to victory, of course. But here comes 36J. Car does not work around the hub of the racetrack, and here comes Greenwald now. Greenwald has pieced together himself a fantastic run here. He's all over the back bumper of 36J, as right now they're tighter than the top string on a Texas fiddle. Top 4 cars in a rope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 into 1. Austin told me to say that. Now, into 3. Whitehead gets a little cattywampus trying to get underneath the... Oh, they make contact! Oh, boy. And Josh Greenwald's going to skate by. Whitehead will still likely get second, but your winner going to go to the number 12 of Perry. Oh, boy, Bobby Jordan. I believe that's Tim Eves in the number 28 car. 72. Oh, look out, Jimmy Tubbs. That's not going to work. Wow. So Danny Stevens getting the short end of that stick on the opening lap here. And Tubbs. Okay, let's look up front. Off of 4, down the boulevard. They come off of 4. It's Dylan Spear from Marshall and the Buck Rossum Motorsports entry into 1 with a race lead. Look out, Dylan got a little high, wide, and handsome there. Skated the front end, lost traction last year. Had won his first race at Arklatex Speedway, and he fended off the former 36J of Justin Whitehead for that victory. And a popular one. Into turn number 1. Spear began his racing career in the factory stock division 5 years ago as he heads down the back straightaway, disposing of the winningest driver this season at Boothill with 2 victories in this division. And has really come out like gangbusters to start off 2019. Whitehead has been on the ball. And this has to give Spear some confidence if he can relegate the 36J and hold him back in second. Down the back straightaway they come into turn number 3 as the sun gets ready to set on a beautiful Saturday night of action here on Memorial Day Saturday night in Greenwood. In a few weeks, race fans, be sure you check us out as we'll tune in live on RaceOnTexas.com, a live broadcast from Arklatex Speedway for this year's 5th annual Factory Stock 50 for the driver who sits second. He trades in the cockpit and promotes, and should be a great one with the elite non-wing sprint cars, as well as 5,000 win for factory stocks at limiteds. I'm sorry, pro mods and mods also racing. So Spear has found his niche around the top side of the racetrack. That time he had a little bit of a mistake at the center point in the 3 and 4. Whitehead's closing the gap now. 22 Magnum fires a few pretty bullets there into 1 and 2 and off into 3. Rifles the number 22 Magnum that time. Down the boulevard he comes with a white flag. Dylan Spear has not raced since down at Sabine Motors or Showtown Speedway nearly a month ago. They say it's like riding a bike. He didn't forget about it overnight. but he'll come off a 4 for the checkered flag for the final time. The Marshall Texan Dylan Spear scores the victory in commanding fashion over Justin Whitehead of the Buck Rossum Motorsports Ingalls Racing Performance Chassis number 22 Magnum.
Is that Brandon or Lucas Berry?
Rapid Roy, Aaron Roy back in the saddle at Boothill in the Texarkana Emergency Center number 35. The 20 is Brent Tidwell. Well, that's... There you go, door to door down the back straight on the opening lap in the turn number 3. It's side by side for the top spot, 2 by 1. Look out, Denny Gabar, right in front of Michael King Jr. They get a little cattywampus, but they're able to corral it. King on the march, sitting a nice, comfortable third here on the opening lap. Telling you right now, Michael King, a little bit of a mistake there, corrals the race car. Into turn number 3, being stalked now by Rapid Roy, Aaron Roy, out of Red Lick, Texas. Look out, Aaron. Woo, that was close. They're neck and neck, side by side at the flag stand into turns 1 and 2. And Denny Gabar laying elbows on the number 23 at Cliff Tupper Jr. They go side by side for the race lead down the back straightaway. The inside line of the 15W working to his advantage. He'll try to slide up on 23. He'll slam the door shut. He says, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. The outside working for the number 23 at Cliff Tupper. That CB Bruton Power singing a song around the top shelf of the Boot Hill Oval. Down the back straightaway into 3. Cliff Tupper Jr. up to the challenge tonight. Denny Gabar, former $10,000 winner of the Armadillo Nationals, rolling off at turn number 4. 14 Jr. receiving pressure from 20 of Tidwell. Down the boulevard, they come into 1. Good racing. Look out, Brent Tidwell. And Michael King Jr., though, he ain't ever scared. Down the back straightaway, the young man now on his 6th career start in the limited modified division. He's going to go way up top, gets up in the marbles. It's okay, young man. You look good tonight. In the 1. King will try to find some fight and dig down to the inside. Car rolling and executing well. Trying to take back that 3rd spot from 20 at Tidwell. The Harleton, Texas racer, the 26-year-old Brent Tidwell, has a hot rod tonight and relegates the 14 junior to 4th now. Out of the clutches of Gabar, the 23 of Tupper found some steam up top. Everybody right now running the top shelf of the Boothill Speedway with reckless abandon. White flag out for Tupper. Final time in the turns 3 and 4. Sun won here a season ago. Cliff did not, but tonight may be his night. Cliff Tupper Jr. puts the Western Flyer race car to victory lane in heat race number 1 for the limited mods. Or heat race number 2. And a very solid performance for the young man at Laredo.
Is that Colin Hodge?
Big Bad Bowden, Travis Bowden making his limited modified debut tonight in car number 54. Grant Farrell in car number 25. Oh boy, they're going to go 3 wide here for the race lead momentarily. The K1 going to stick his nose into the mix now. The Marksville Madman of Guidry. They're 3 wide there momentarily for the top spot. Fanning them out. Boy, Tim Higgins has done a fantastic job since they've had this racetrack, providing a great racing service to provide these great race fans and these drivers a quality surface. Oh, and Guidry makes contact with Ben Leedy. Ben Leedy corrals it, though. Oh, look out, Ben. It does not appear from this vantage point that Ben has any components Ben on that B99 car. He just has to make sure he gets his head right here. And the 99 of Dustin Durham, the 54 of Travis Bowden. Lights are going out. Keith Parker with the green flag in hand. We're back underway. Yes, ma'am. So 2 former winners at Showtime this season. Jody Davidson won night 1 for a $1,000 victory. And the B99 of Leedy skates from the bottom side off of 4 to the top shelf. Jody Davidson, just a matter of time before he gives company to B99. But Ben Leedy makes a liar of me. Can't say enough about the progression for Ben Leedy this season, as he's always been a very good racer this year. I think the victory gave him a lot of confidence after having a really good run towards the tail end of the 2018 season and carried that momentum into the 2019. something on the front. It may not be quite right, but you know what? He's willing it. And he's dealing the 90 to second. Ben Lady just hoping this one can get thrown into the history books. As Jody Davidson has closed the gap, he's putting pressure. Ben Lady has to feel it, or has to hear him anyway, but he's not rattled. Smooth as ice at this juncture of the race. The B99 of Ben Lady still holding on to the top spot. A little slight push there. No harm, no foul. Down the boulevard with the white flag out the final quarter-mile trip. But lap traffic, oh my. Car washing from the bottom all the way to the top shelf. Ben Lady needs to get by unscathed. This is exactly what he does not want to see. He'll get by no problems. 3 and 4 for the final time to the checker flag. Ben Lady going to hold off Jody Dewey. He'll win heat race number 3 for the limited mods tonight. Of Ricky Ingalls, feature race winner here on night number 2 in car number 81.
You okay? You need me to hang on?
Oh, BJ Moore from Falk, Arkansas in the 00 car. We're underway. What a move by BJ Moore on the opening lap. That was a nice move by the 00 there on the start to get 2 for the price of 1. Walmart special early and the caution's out. It will not work for him. Yeah, he's in the last race. He's in the 5th race.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Troy Keith sends him back to green. We're back on our way here at the hill. So Jason Ingalls behind the cockpit of the Marshall Lubin Auto True Love Law Firm. JCT Auto Sales number 69, and here he comes. The 11 of Troy Keith going to lead him into turns 3. You can throw a blanket over the top 5 right now, and here comes Ball. He'll throw his hat into the ring. He says, let's make it a 6-car party. Ingalls lurking and working. Nick Lentho keeping on. Here comes Uncle Ricky. Oh boy, Jason said, oh, come on now, Ricky. And Jason Ingalls nearly allowed the 69 to step out from underneath him right there. Grigsby handed the cockpit over to him tonight. Said, hey, let me drive that 12 car, you drive mine. As the Effect Series chassis, pretty strong from the onslaught last season. And here comes Ball down to the inside. As Ricky Ingalls the one right now, I think, with the quickest car on the racetrack, as he disposed of his nephew Jason and now went to work on the young 15-year-old. This young man right here he's doing battle with, you couldn't multiply his age 4 times and still be the prize of Ingalls. The 61-year-old will take second spot away, clearly indicating that age is nothing but a number, baby. Alpha 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Ingalls. It's just a matter of time. He's about to throw all caution to the wind and go ahead and throw the 11 into his hip pocket as well. Oh, spoke too soon. That's announcer's jink, as Bill Kitchen used to say. Into 1. Troy Keith better come up because the tide is coming. The 81 of Ingalls having a hard time really getting through 3 and 4 and pushes, but the 17 of the Freight Train living up to his moniker, and he is rolling right now, ladies and gentlemen. The Polar Express May Edition, Farmville Freight Train style. He's digging around the bottom side of the racetrack, but here comes Ingalls to the white flag. I'm going to go ahead and call it right now for you, race fans. Ricky Ingalls about to win this race by 4 car lengths. Final time off of 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Troy Keith says, oh no. Final time in the 3 and 4. He ain't going to win it by 4 car lengths, but he's going to win it. Off of 4 to the checker flag. Ricky Ingalls wins it by a car length. The 17-year-old inside of number 2 of Boone Evans in the 4 out of Bullard, Texas. Mason Castaneda from Corpus Christi, Texas. This young man's impressive. Good to have him for his first time ever tonight. Is that David Leger Jr.? Yes. David Leger in the CBR Racing Shocks provided by Chris Brown, the innovative race car built by Stephen Whitaker Jr. and Chris Brown. Here at Boothill for the first time this season. Had a solid performance in last year's Battle of Boothill. And you have to think he's here to get tuned up. I'll have to holler at my boy David later on. Down the front stretch, they head into 1. I mean, a who's who in limited modified racing this weekend. We had this field of cars for 5,000 the last couple years. Down the front stretch, they come into turn number 1. Grigsby makes a little bit of slight kiss of contact with the tail tank of the 47 of Jojo Wilhelm. Wilhelm up to the challenge tonight. He's feeling it himself. Jojo has needed a big good run like this, and right now he's holding off the 12 of Derek Grigsby, the 4 of the young man at a Bullard, Evans, and Here comes Grigsby taking another stab down to the inside of the 47. The 47's outside momentum still working for him. Into 3. The AMS power by Kittler. Providing the power for 47 of Wilhelm. Grigsby not going to budge. He'll continue to roll the hub and roll it well. Skated the front end out from underneath the 12 car that time into 3. Not sure if this one has a crate power plant underneath the hood. I would take a stab and say it does not, but Ingalls did win a main event at Arklatex last month with a crate power plant underneath the hood of this car. Wouldn't say that these kind of track conditions at this juncture of the night would really pay dividends for a crate power. But 2 to go for Wilhelm, and he's got that Kittler power singing. They'll continue to hustle as the 47 rifles into turn number 3. Maybe the best heat race performance of the season for Jojo Wilhelm, as he won a trophy dash this season, and that definitely made him happy. And it gave him some confidence, but he started last in his heat that night and had bad luck. That's been the story of 47X's last couple of seasons. When he won the stocking stuff for 25 at Lone Star in a December event a couple years ago, been hunting victory lane. And off of 4 to the checkered flag, Jojo Wilhelm holds back the Marshall Missile and scores the heat race victory in number 5. 17-year-old Boone Evans will finish 3rd for Michael Easley out of Keithville on the pole in car number 24V. That'll be Doug Vick Jr., the reigning track champ. Michael Knighton, the Nightmare, in 96, back in the saddle again. The Nightmare, who was a winner on this weekend a season ago in a factory stock division. Gene Border in 8. Eugene Border working 3rd and 8 down the back straightaway. Gene Border won the 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship here at Boot Hill. As Michael Knighton giving him pressure. Oh, and he lays an elbow on Gene into 1. Gene may not like that too much. He'll get back in there and he'll return the favor. Hello, how you doing? Watch this. He can't do it. He's too respectful. Off of 4. And the caution flag, look out, guys, look out, look out, look out. Not typically where he finds himself, relegated at the tail here. We'll see what 16. Back on our way at Boot Hill and Pro Mod Heat Race number 1. And it again is the 4V of Doug Vick Jr., who has been the dominant force in this division consistently. He's consistently consistent. Billy Robinson built this car a number of years ago, and Doug Vick Jr. Actually, I don't think it is now. It looks like a different car. The car that I was speaking of was the one that he had won so many races in, but it had a red roll cage. This is a black cage, so I'll have to ask Doug later and see. But nonetheless, Vick Jr. won over 25 races here at Boot Hill in a car that Billy Robinson built back in the early 2000s. Which is really the big selling tool for this division. You don't have to have a big motor. These tires are a great equalizer. You don't have to spin an arm and a leg to get out here and mod race anymore. But here comes Knighton, his first night out. At the white flag out, he'll try to steal one away from the reigning track champ. Michael Knighton feeling good tonight. Final time down the back straightaway for the Nightmare. Can he do it? He'll drive it deep off into the corner, but Vick Jr. going to skate away with a race lead, and he'll score the victory in 4. Outside of him will be the Cook and Brody Barton Glass 43J Arklatex sheet metal entry of BJ Cook. Chad Dupont in car number 57 inside of 2. Oh, Chad didn't get the start he was looking for. Tim Eves Jr. So it's BJ Cook out front with a race lead right now on 43J off of turn number 4 out front.
What's up, man?
Dupont.
So the war continues to be waged here. Down the back straightaway, Jeffrey Bechet, a 15-time winner in his Pro Mod career, going to try to work down to the inside of the 70 car of Brunson, who is back in the saddle again. And right now we got a battle shaping up for the top spot here at the hill. In the turn number 1 in Pro Mod heat race number 2 of the night, Doug Vick Jr. won heat race number 1. And right now the 43J of BJ Cook holding back all charges from 57 of bad Chad Dupont. Chad Dupont will work the hub and work it well off of 4. Here comes 57 for the race lead. He's got it. Half a car length. 43J may not like it too much. He'll drive it off into the corner to the real tail tank of 57. But hello, sit down, take a seat. Hello and goodbye. 57 of Chad Dupont. At one point in 2001, for what it's worth, won 6 straight super late model races here. This guy knows the quick lane around the oldest dirt oval in the state of Louisiana. And it's good to have Chad Dupont back racing on a week-to-week basis. Final time to the checker flag. Dupont scores the victory in commanding fashion at 57. 43J holds back a late race charge from the 4, Jeffrey Bechet Jr.
Who's outside? I cannot see.
The Architect Sheet Mill Welding number 27, second in points a season ago, and at 5 wins here, it's Mike Washburn from Shreveport. Wayne Barnes outside pole in 160. Josh Bauckham in. Thought they were going to stack up there for a moment. The Benton Bullet, Josh Bauckham, the easy one, power number 25, with the 87 of the Mad Hatter, Chase Hatton out of DeBerry, Texas. Robert Graham leads lap number 1. Graham leads lap 1. He's got a bunch of hungry hounds barking at him, or he's about to receive some pressure here in a moment. 87 of Hatton has calmed down a lot here early part of 2019. He went on a tear and nearly had a bounty put on him. Last night came home the bridesmaid to Caleb Dillard, the Roboline Rocket over at Manny. But the 87 lurking back and forth behind the tail tank of 25 of Bauckham, who puts pressure on 27 for second. As out front with the race lead, just lost the handle, corrals it right in front of the 25's nose. Goodness gracious, looser than the 3-legged dog on an icy lakes to 22 of Robert Graham. And everybody has problems. Everybody hitting banana pills now. And we'll get a visit to the Banana Republic. Austin. Austin, do you hear me? Off of turn number 4, down the front stretch, they come into 1. Austin, you hear me loud and clear? Okay.
This mic's not working. We had this problem.
Exactly what I have to do. Tick-tock goes the race clock. Sand of the hourglass starting to evaporate here, but the 27 of Mike Washburn, the second winningest driver in this division behind Doug Vick Jr. A season ago, he had 5 wins. As Vick Jr. been the cream of the crop, but 27 undoubtedly was a piece of the puzzle last year, scoring victories. 2 laps to go for the 27 of Shreveport racer Mike Washburn. Driving the Pizza Rev, McDonald's sponsor Connie's Hideaway, Architect Sheet Mill Welding, Superior Racing Graphics number 27. The Shreveport native will march to the beat of his own drums, singing a beautiful song out front in car number 27. He'll come to the white flag this time, the final quarter-mile trip around the legendary Greenwood Oval here right off of I-20 on a beautiful dirt track Saturday night. The 87 of Chase Hatton rolling a respectable second after he finished second last night to Caleb Dillard and has 5 wins to his credit this season. Final time off before the battle for third's the best one on the racetrack, coming down to the wire to the checkers. And the 14J.
But it's definitely been a blast figuring everything out, and these good runs that we've been having the past couple of weeks have definitely been a confidence booster.
You know a lot about quite a few of these guys out here. We'll talk about them here as the easy one of Wyatt Williams and Jason Pelikakis, Tyler Moore in the 3 car, the 199 of Mike Hudson, and I believe that'll be Chase Davis, or is it April? Somebody tell me.
I gotta get another mic though, because that can't be done, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna be
So April Davis, in fact, in the number 29 car tonight. Battling for the top spot out front, easy one. Wyatt Williams holding back the advances of Mike Hudson. Old Big Mike Hudson. He proves every week that age ain't nothing but a number. And down the back straightaway, Pelikak is getting a shot in the shorts at the midpoint of the back straightaway. Well, Michael, you really have to drive these cars as hard. I mean, do you even let off when the conditions are like this?
No, especially when it gets like this. You know, you just kind of hold it down on the. Oh, as the easy one has a problem down there into one. Yeah. Oh, he gets run over there.
Yeah, Tyler Moore just. I mean, you close the gap really quick, fast, and in a hurry. I mean, about the time that you have to think to react. Can you hear me at all? Like at all? Hey, you can. Okay. Hey, can you hear me? Oh, no. Are you just, you think you can't hear me? Okay, good. You can hear. Sorry, guys.
It is not our night.
No, I'm having a good night.
Ready to
Test 1, 2. Okay, thank you. White flag is out for Mike Hudson. Apologies. Sound difficulties there for a moment, but it happens. As Mike Hudson leads them down the back straightaway for the final time. Sound good? It's good? Okay, thanks. Awesome. Michael Hudson in the 3 and 4 for the final time. Pelikak is holding off a strong charge here late in the going to the checkers off of 4.
The way the track works as well, you learn in any kind of these dirt cars. You learn how the track works.
This young man on the front row, you're pretty familiar with him, David Vosbury. You've been, a big help to him in his racing, and he has really stepped his game up. He's got a lot of confidence as well this year.
He's absolutely been impressing me. Each and every week he gets faster and faster, no matter where he goes. As the Triple X of Brittany Graham goes underneath him.
Yep, Brittany Graham, formerly Brittany Shireen, of course, just the newlywed, Deshaun Graham. As right now she's putting pressure, just like last night at Manny. A little bit of contact there, Michael.
Ooh, they're beating banging going into 1 and 2 here. Toby Davis getting into the 05 there. Chris Perkins running up behind him with
Chris Perkins in the 18 car for Harley Grice. The 21D is Toby Davis. The 05 is Luke Dupont. Eddie Brewer. Sorry, I didn't see you. Yeah, my bad, dude. Yep, Eddie Brewer out of Atlanta, Texas. Mired at the tail here, Michael King. Right now, it's Chris Collier, the 2-time reigning track champion here. Young man's only 15 years old. May have turned 16 by now, but he's very good as well.
Absolutely.
Broke.
He was seems like he had a problem here.
That's that announcer's jinx is what we call it.
Well, here comes David Vosbury to inherit the lead here with Brittany right underneath him going into turn 2.
Last night at Showtime Speedway, Michael, the Triple X of Brittany Graham was working on the race lead and broke a right rear. It just completely came out. The studs broke off the wheel and ended her night abruptly.
Here we go with 2 to go. David Vosbury still holding off the Triple X.
Yeah, David Vosbury also had a very eventful night. Look out, Luke Dupont about made it very eventful for everyone involved. The Triple X of Brittany Graham working and knocking on the back door like a trick-or-treater with a sweet tooth here on the 00 of Vosbury, but he will not open the door and let her in.
Coming to the white flag. Here we go. One more lap.
One more trip around the quarter-mile level as Dupont is throwing his hat officially back into the ring. He's about to take him out. Sometimes you just got to call it like you see it. Hey, almost.
Still beating, banging back there.
And hey, how about the young 10-year-old Toby Davis? He says, thank you very much. He got 3 for the price of 1.
Here goes the... here goes. Attaboy Vosbury taking P1. Triple X finishes 2nd. Toby Davis coming in 3rd.
Before on his back bumper is Dustin Tater Hyde racing Jason Ingalls in car number 12, the second 12 car. So that's Grant Farrell out of Hermitage, Arkansas, an MB Custom Racing chassis with K. Dillard Racing Shock supplying the dig down the back straightaway. It's a elbows up kind of night here in Greenwood. And Grant Farrell going to go way up top. That time Grandpa keeps the good bird and smash the throttle to the floorboard down the boulevard. He comes in a 1. Boy, Mike King, it'd be fun to drive one of these, wouldn't it, bud?
Absolutely. Hopefully, we might be in one of those here in a year or 2 if we can get this limited figured out.
Don't play with me. You can certainly do it. We'll get the L14 Junior IRP PPG paints headed in the direction and scores a couple of dubs there first, but they're coming. They're on the horizon.
Hopefully so. Here comes Dustin Tater Hyde coming to the inside of the 24 here for P2.
And old Tater, he's a mash Tater right now, mashing on the gas pretty hard right there, and serving up the gravy into one. The 24 looking pretty good up top that time, but again, a little too high, wide, and handsome. And Tater's going to take advantage. He says, thank you very much. I'll slide up in front of the nose. Couldn't have slid the Holy Spirit between the tail tank and the front nose of that number 24 off of 4 down the boulevard they come. Here comes Grant Farrell again. He's like the guy that never goes away. It's like, man, like give him a beer and get the hell out of here. But down the back straightaway, Grant Farrell just not going to stay. He's just not going to be complacent.
Don't forget about Jason Ingalls waiting for these guys to mess up, sitting back here and running fourth.
Oh yeah, he's licking his chops. There's a reason why he's back there lurking. You gotta watch out for those kind of goons.
Absolutely.
In the turn number 3. It's Grant Farrell though. He's about to wow the crowd here and live up to the moniker. Here he comes off of 4 down the boulevard. 24Z of Grant Farrell. His brother. I'm sorry, this is Zane Farrell. Zane Farrell rolling to the outside of Dustin Tater Hyde. His brother Grant, a rookie limited modified driver, and gentlemen, around goes your race leader. Wow. And Tater Hyde going to take advantage, and he'll go to the top spot. I need to find out if that's basically Fledge USRA style mod back here. And the lights are out. I don't know what we're waiting on. All right. We're going. We're back underway.
Don't doubt these crate motors. That's we have that in our limited, and it's definitely got the power to it.
Yeah, the power band I think is the difference. But I'm telling you right now, if Zane Farrell continues to run this outside with reckless abandon, he may just blow the wrap right off the side of that TSK Designs number 12.
Seems like Tater's pulling away just a little bit here on the bottom, but Jason Ingalls here with a 24, having an awesome race for second.
He's really working that bottom and executing it very well. And you know, something of note that Tater Hyde. And that's it. There's a fine line between love and hate running that outside. You're straddling it. I mean, just straddling it. I mean, you can easily jump over at any given time. That's why it's so impressive when guys run the outside like that.
Especially in these bigger modifieds and late models and all that. It's you have to be very, very precise with how you lay that car up.
Absolutely.
The cushion hit the wall.
Yep.
As the 24 goes around.
Shoot. Yeah, it takes finesse for sure, but it takes equal amount of finesse to run the bottom like Tater just did en route to victory, as he'll score the. I don't even. Try to go by. Okay, outside post, Big Boss Ross Malone, and
got a great start. Let that stand or not.
Winnigan, Chris Hennigan from Marshall, Texas. Chris Hennigan will. Okay, good.
You're not gonna let that stand.
Myself. Michael King, pole sitter here, won our last event. He's gonna be tough from the front row, but you know, 16 of Chris Hennigan's got something up his sleeve.
Here we go, back taking the green flag again.
Last year at Modified Madness at 67 Speedway, Chris Hennigan doesn't get into many fender benders with many drivers. But to add a little bit of context, the 24 driver out front of the Bandit race car doesn't really race here in Greenwood very often. Won the most recent event. Hennigan was not here. Hennigan's going to take the race lead. May not even get to finish the story, but here he comes to the outside. 24 up to the challenge. He has really stepped his game up, speaking to Manuel Williams the second. And he'll go high up top side of the racetrack, higher than Willie Nelson on a cross-country tour, and he may have had Snoop Dogg riding shotgun. And a 3 and off of 4. 16 rolling the hub and rolling it well, working that Chris Hennigan line, Michael King. Oh, boy, what a race.
16's giving it all he's got there on the bottom. 24's just getting a little bit too much of a run for him to get to him.
And this is interesting to see how this will play out, because in the previous race, it did not work to the advantage of Zane Farrell, and it worked for the 12 of Dustin Tater Hyde. In this race, the 16 of Hennigan, who rolls the bottom of any racetrack as good as any of them. I often call it at Arklatex, he's working that Chris Hennigan line. He works the bottom of Boothill just as well. I think he works any line well, as that's why you earn the nickname Winnigan, as he's trying to win the moniker, or go by the moniker again. It's still this one. Chris Hennigan working the bottom, trying to put pressure on the Bandit race car number 24 out of Genoa, Arkansas. The Texan trying to rise to the occasion and give him a Texas size tail kicking here at the late end of this race, but it may not work for him. He's got his work cut out. As man, I'm telling you right now, Manuel Williams II has put his name up into the top echelon of top shelf or top tier racers in the Mid-South and open wheel modified competition. He has really been impressive the last couple of seasons.
16's got a run here with 2 laps to go. Got a run here on the inside.
You bought the whole seat, but you only need the edge. Down the back straight. You're fine. Down the back straight into turn number 3. The white flag will be coming out this time. Either neck and neck, dead even at the midpoint in the 3 and 4, and off before this time at the line. Win again. Chris Hennon has got the fans on their feet here in Greenwood tonight in the turn number 1. That cushion, it just pushed out a little high wide there, and he's going to try the bottom this time. Speaking of the 24 of Manuel Williams, but he does it again, ladies and gentlemen. Win again. Chris Hennigan scores the victory in the CNC Oilfield Services Panel Truss Rick Sis Performance Power number 16 GRT. 21 of David Winslet out of South Bossier City. The 20 is Brent Tidwell in 20, and from Smackover, Arkansas, the 8 of Jody Reap. We're underway. These cars here, you haven't driven one yet, I'm sure, Mike, but they say that these things really, and a slide job, that was a nice move right there, textbook, wasn't it?
Oh, the 24 came right back on the bottom.
The Bedford Bullet, Taylor Ratliff, up to have some fun tonight. He was in a 4-wide door basher off of 2. I thought he was about to get his door side caved in. Boy, he just drove the car almost all the way back to I-20 before he turned left. Holy smokes. That 48 car is digging like Darrell Waltrip tonight.
There is quite a few differences between this car and the Limited, but it takes all kinds of talent to run these cars like these guys do, running side by side, not running over each other, giving some hard, awesome racing for these fans. Yeah, when they get and then they ride the bars so much. These 4-link modifieds, when they get up on the bars, you really can't steer or drive these things until they're really, they call it that droop. They're arced up like that. And right now we got a door-to-door battle for the top spot. It's heating up at Boot Hill, NBA Jam style, off of 4 down the front stretch into turn number 1. David Winslet says, "I'll go ahead." Yeah, he said, "I'll go ahead and I'll take that. I'll take it from you." And he can't. Thank you and goodbye.
Yeah, he can't tell him any different as he watches the 21 just skate away by a couple of car lengths. There's the Bedford Bullet, Taylor Ratliff, very respectable and very fast early on in this race, but it's just not quite enough to contend with the 21 of Winslet. As Winslet may have, he met his match last week as he came over to 67 Speedway and tried to best Drew Armstrong, led quite a few laps in the main event, but Drew Armstrong and he laid on each other a little bit and may have had a couple of words, but anyway, that's just, I say that racers know one language, or 2 languages.
Robin's racing.
Huh?
Robin's racing.
English and profanity. Tell him about it. If I'm not talking, go ahead. Add that.
I just don't want to run over you guys. Here comes 2 to go. 21 has a good 10 car length lead on everybody else here. Just cruising to victory on the bottom.
As Winslet is marched out front by a sizable advantage here, Michael, in the number 21 car. And that GRT, the previous heat race winner, was also in a GRT race car. And I add that because sentimental for a lot of the GRT competitors right now with the recent loss of Joe Garrison, the owner and fabricator of GRT race cars, passed away at a very young 56 years of age.
A nice tribute it would be if one of those cars could get the victory lane
tonight. No, absolutely. As the checker's out for David Winslet, he'll dominate. Hey, he began his racing career back in 1999 in a 4-cylinder division.
I just want to give a quick shout out to the 8 car for a nice 4th place finish. Comes
heater here. Let me see.
Taking the green flag, the 57 gets an early lead here going into turn 1.
You got this?
I don't have a number. I don't have a name on the 87. Or no. 57. I'm sorry. Austin Dupont.
So a former 4-cylinder transplant, Austin Dupont, there to the number 57. He gets it on us just like his pops does. He won his heat race tonight, speaking of Chad. Vosberry in the 38V, and you got Peyton Daughtery in the 34 Junior. 34.
Add a little bit of insight to the 4-cylinder class. It's it's a lot different than anything else out here at these dirt track races that we run here, but it's definitely an awesome tool for learning on how the track conditions change, car control, all that kind of sort of stuff to move up to these bigger, faster classes.
Yeah, I think more than anything too, and of course I'm not a driver, but I think it teaches momentum, keeping momentum and not sidestepping the race car, not allowing it to, to shred speed by getting the car, out of a straight line anyway. You try to keep those things as straight as possible, and I think that's what you did so well last year, which catapulted you to so many victories, was you were just so smooth and were able to keep your car underneath you at all times.
The 4 cylinders, you have to have car control to be able to compete with those things. They may not go as fast as everything else, but they still they're a handful to drive sometimes when the track gets all slick.
So when you see this young man out front of 4-cylinder transplant having this kind of success, how he's driving this car, I mean, is it any surprise? I mean, on these slick tires, you go directly from the 4-cylinder over to the treaded tire, so I'm not sure if you could give insight to that, but I mean, I'm pretty impressed with Austin Dupont here.
Oh, absolutely. He's opened up a good 10-15 car length here over the 38 of Bosberry.
Well, that's what I was.
Yeah, 57.
As he comes around to take the checkered flag here.
Yeah.
38, 30.
Oh, I thought Ricky was saying something.
So here at Boothill went on to sit on the pole of the Indianapolis 500. If you got an answer for me, you can send it to me on Messenger, or you can meet me over here. the 34 of Bruce Daughtery. 81 is Ricky Ingalls. Billy Grider in the car number 492. Josh Daughtery in 34 Junior. Play in your factory stock B feature. Son leads father in the turns 1 and 2. It's Josh out front with the race lead in the Jams River Restaurant Classic Auto Repair 34 Junior. He's in Osborne Racing Chassis here in 2019. Into turn number 3. TikTok goes race clock, 2 laps to go. 2 more trips around the Boothill Speedway for Josh Daughtery. Father and son finished 1 and 2 in a heat race. Their second event of the 2019 season. And it was Josh who went to victory lane at Arklatex. Final trip down the back straightaway. Clearly, I mistook the 2 to go for the halfway. Yeah. So, now we're getting down to be about 2 laps to go. I believe this next time by for Josh Daughtery, who has separated himself by a sizable advantage now over his dad, Bruce, at a 34. Bruce showing smoke there through 3 and 4. The 19 of Gary Lipscomb, after breaking in his heat race, has come from the tail to a transfer spot. Only the top 4 go to the main event tonight as Billy Grider sits in the 4th and final spot. Alpha 2 down the back straightaway. Procell holding off James Sanford at the tail. White flag out for Josh Donnery in 34 Junior. The King of the Hill, driving Leo Noble's number 54 tonight. He looked good earlier. It's Travis Bowden, the Express Racing chassis number 54 out of Karnak, Texas. 32 is Danny Stevens, the 00 BJ Moore out of Falk, Arkansas. Lights are out, we're underway. They'll hustle him off into one for the first time. It'll be David Leger Jr. as they go 3 wide for second. The 99 got cocked a little sideways there, lost side bite. 35 of Roy going to look to take advantage. They go off into 3 and 4, hot and heavy. Leger will lead lap 1 and 9. David Leger Jr., one of your top 5 finishers at the job of the checkered flag in this year's 8900 to win finale. The Jerry Whitaker Memorial at Stephen Whitaker Jr.'s South Texas Speedway in Corpus Christi. Unfortunately, Leger, I believe, suffered a disqualification, but nonetheless drove a flawless race. Had a great performance all weekend long. As the 35 of Roy is working his way back in the saddle, and number 35 is starting to look pretty sporty here at Boothill. For 4, Leger going to use that outside line momentum to his advantage. He'll rock it back to the race lead. 35 took it for about a moment and a half. A great racetrack that Tim Higgins has once again prepared here in Greenwood, Louisiana. As Roy pulling the hub, pulling it well. The outside line still going to be a little bit too much to tame for the 35 of Aaron Roy, as now the 15-year-old Nick Grant will throw his hat in the ring and become a player. This could be an A main anywhere else in the state tonight, or in East Texas, or anywhere. 3 good shoes right now with the 15-year-old youngster, the newcomer in this division, throwing his hat in the ring. Top 4 to tonight's main event. Top 4 to the A, and double zero of BJ Moore has worked his way from dead last to the transfer spot. The Falk Monster rolling off of 4. Roy trying to contend with the outside line, but not working to his advantage this time. And he'll continue to finesse the throttle. Walking on eggshells is 35. Trying to be smooth as satin. Right now he's smooth as silk. Off of 4. Leger. Consistent up top. David Leger Jr. going to continue to rifle the outside of the racetrack and make it look good. And it's only his 3rd ever start here at the Greenwood Oval. As they roll off at turn number 4 down this time to the boulevard. 2 more trips around the Boothill Speedway. Who's it going to be? Roy gets a little bit of a hand up on him that time. As 9 rolls into 3 with about a half a cast whisker advantage. White flag will be coming out this time by for flagman Keith Parker. Who's it going to be, Boothill? Roy leads his first time at the line that lap. Lap number 11 to go. Who's going to lead the 12th and final run that counts? Off the down the back straightaway. Aaron Roy. Aaron Roy trying to steal the main away. Not for all the models, but it'll be for the Tostitos. Off for 4, the 35 of Rapid. Roy wins it. Area.
That's the 88C. Or C88.
Michael King Jr. going to jump out front to the early race lead in 14 Jr. He bobbled that time off before. Look out. Hold on to it, Michael. Into 1. For the young man who jumped onto the scene out of Kentucky last year, residing out of El Dorado, Arkansas, been absolutely nothing less than impressive, as he will lead by 2 car lengths over the rest of the competition, who lurks at his tail tank off at turn number 4. Trying to get the exit as good as he has entry. As King leads. The 69 way up top that time. Here comes Ingalls. Ingalls on the mat. puts it through the firewall. 69 ripping and rolling the outside like Grigsby does in 69 as they roll off of 4. The 90 working and continuing around the hub. Paul Leedy won a barn burner of a heat race down in Manny not long ago. And of course his son Ben Leedy went to victory lane over there as well. As the top 5 right now all within each other's. Michael King trying to hold on with 2 laps to go. It's heating up. And it turns 1 and 2. Jason Ingalls putting the pressure all over the young man at an elevator down the back straightaway. What a feather in the cap there would be for this young man if he can hold off the man. And a chassis guru and fabricator out of Longview, Texas of Jason Ingalls. King, one more trip around to hold off Jason Ingalls. Ingalls all over the tail tank of the 14 junior. The most impressive run for this young man in his career, 4 cylinders and all. It may be just a B main. Come on, Michael, hold on to it. Out of time off of turn number 4. Michael King Jr. wins his first B main of his career tonight. Get special. Arkansas to be Manuel Williams the second. And the Bedford Bullet Taylor Ratliff in 4. And the lights are out. We are underway. And kicking the tires and lighting the fires in your main event for the Open World Modifieds tonight here at Boothill. As they hustle and roll off into turns 1 and 2 for the first time here tonight. Down the back straightaway. Open World Modifieds back at Boothill for the first time, or second time this season. Off of turn number 4, down the boulevard they come, heading off into 1. It'll be Chris Hennigan leading lap number 1. Chris Hennigan, who got around the number 24 of Manuel Williams the second, with just 2 laps to go in the heat race earlier on to set himself up for the outside pole position. As Tater Hyde doesn't get the start that he was looking for, he'll ride back in second. As they continue on into 1, hugging the hub. The low line of the racetrack seems to be where everybody wants to be right now. Williams just drifted up high, wide, and handsome there off the exit. Ingalls trying to flirt with him there to the inside. Can't get the job done. Ingalls drove it in deep off into the corner. Manuel Williams scorching the tires a little early here in that New Vision Race Graphics number 24, but contending well with Ingalls on that outside line. He's going to need some help. The only way to get these guys up off the bottom is if the 24 gets a little help and knocks those crumbs up a little bit more. As Chris Hennigan does not relinquish the lead very often here in Greenwood, Louisiana, and he has got that thing set on KILL tonight. Chris Hennigan using lessons learned from his grandfather Ace Hennigan and his father Tommy Joe tonight. The panel trust CNC Oilfield Services Rick Sis Performance number 16 GRT is gone with the win tonight here at Boothill. Your first main event of the night here at Boothill. On demand on raceontexas.com. After 4 B main events between the factories, and we got a spinner in turns 3 and 4, and the caution flag will wave.
I want to look that up. I didn't say it was a 79. I just said that the first World of Outlaws race. Oh, he won the first championship. The first World of Outlaws race here, and he sat on the pole for the 8500. I mean, as much as I'd like to give it to you right now. Yeah, I did that same trivia question here last year, and it ain't an easy one. But that's what makes it fun.
Well, right now, we just talked about GRT race cars. And David Winslet, the two-time reigning track champion here in Greenwood, Louisiana, has a hot ride. But here comes Ingalls as well, way up top in the 12 car. Trying to dispose of his teammate on the weekend, Dustin Tater-Hyde. Wait, is that Tater? So on the restart, the 21 of Winslet punched the time clock. He went straight to work. And he has been the only driver that hasn't allowed the 16 to get out of their clutches. As Hennigan still leads with the 21 of Winslet waning strong here as we tick the laps down halfway this time by the flag stand. 50% more to go in this one. And you're starting to get some movers and shakers and comers and goers, and you got some guys starting to contend on the outside line of the racetrack, and that's going to pay dividends late if they get some help. Jason Ingalls runs the outside of Boothill as good as any of them. Who's it going to be tonight in ABC Auto Parts Victor Lane for the first Victor Lane celebration of the afternoon? It appears it'll be Winnigan, Chris Hennigan, but that's why they race the entirety of them, as Hennigan is hard to top here, especially when he's out front at any racetrack, no matter where you check in. Hennigan out on a Sunday drive right now after Winslet showed some pressure to him, but now starting to stretch it out in car number 16. So they hustle back off into one, or off of two. The 16 of Hennigan still leads, but here comes Ingalls trying to close the gap on the 21 of Winslet for second. Winslet about to receive some pressure now. Oh, boy, and that... So tough break for the Bandit race car number 24 out of Genoa, Arkansas. Manuel Williams the second, your winner here at our last event. As the center of the hourglass is ticking away here. 5 more good ones around the Boothill Speedway legendary quarter-mile oval here. Right off of Interstate 20. Just before you get to the Texas State line, on demand on Race on Texas, down the back straightaway. Winslet trying to get through lap traffic. And 2 laps to go this time by for the Marshall, Texas racer, Chris Hennigan.
Think about it, and I'll give everybody equal chance.
Rolling this time off of 4-2, the white flag. He'll roll off a 2 and into 3 and 4 for the final time. Driver of the Rick Sis Performance Powered number 16 C2 Oilfield Services Panel Truss Rollo's Lobinado GRT race car. The Marshall, Texas racer Chris Hennigan gets the job done tonight at Boot Hill.
Yeah, he started racing when he was 16.
Well, y'all know what to do, folks, when he climbs out of the race car. The multi-time Louisiana State champion here at Boot Hill and the Panel Truss Hennigan Construction, Rollo's Lubin Southern Roofing, J&J Motorsports, Rick Sis Performance Career Search GRT race car, number 16. Still riding out of the Marshall Mafia stable, of course. And he's getting ready to climb out of this GRT. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for Winnigan, Chris Hennigan from Marshall, Texas. Well, Chris, you've done it again, man. Let's talk about this GRT race car, man. This thing's been good since you swapped back over to it. I know it's probably been heavy on your heart, heavy on your mind, man, with the loss of Joe here lately. I know it's special to get a win here on Memorial Day.
Yeah, it's a tough loss. He was a lot behind GRT and basically made everything go.
Race car had to feel really good from where you were sitting, because where I was sitting from my vantage point, man, this thing was just hooked up anywhere you really wanted to put it, but really good around that hub.
Yeah, it felt real good. We done learned a lot of stuff in this last few months, and we was glad to work good on the stop and go stuff.
Ever worried at all at any juncture of that race with Winslet? Anybody? You thinking somebody's trying to mount a charge on you?
Yeah, I felt like they was behind me, so I was just trying to be smooth.
Certainly looked like it out front, as typically the case. Feels good to be back at Boothill, I'm sure. I think last August, last time you won here.
Yeah, it's good to be back here. It's fun to race, and they always got a good track.
Let's hear about all the folks that help you out in the 16 car.
Southern Roofing, J&J Motorsports, CNC Oilfield, Rollo's, Panel Trust, Hennigan Construction, Steve Hertz, D&G Oil, and there's somebody else I'm missing. Career Search and Rick Sisk and Morgan Bagley.
You gonna try again tomorrow night, suit it up again, and see if you can get another one at Lone Star?
Yeah, we're gonna plan on being there.
We'll see you there. Congratulations tonight, Chris.
Thanks.
Win again. Chris Hennigan lives up to his moniker, and he wins again here at Boothill. The top flight competitors, or top shoes in this class since this class began quite a few years ago. So Pilkington and Cox from the front row, Myers in row 2. Lights are out, we're on our way for 20 laps the distance. Here we go. On demand on raceontexas.com. Every thrilling thrill and every burning turn of all the action tonight. On demand to be seen for later. Into one. Pilkington leads lap 1 and 22. Rollo Pilkington leads lap number 1 as he hustles off a 2 down the back straightaway. The 45R of Randy Cox holds on to second by about a half a catch whisker. The caution's out. I'll give y'all a hint. His first name used to be a restaurant over in Bossier City. Oh, my goodness, that's a giveaway. Dead giveaway. Lights are out. We're back underway here at the hill. They roll and hustle off a 2 down the backstretch. Michael Hudson making contact with a 12 of Perry down the back straightaway. It's still all Rollo out front. Rollo leads off a 4 down the boulevard. Myers gonna take second away. Come on, Randy Cox, hold on to her, baby. Down the back straightaway, Randy Cox receiving pressure from the 12 of Perry. The Triple X rocket of Sean Graham throws his hat into the ring. Off of 4 they come as they head off into 1. 45R. Trying to hold steady as he has got company, and around goes Smooth Waters. And rough waters right now for 46. As he does not like the way the tide has turned against him. Outside of Travis Evans, the first driver here in the Arklatex to have a jet chassis. So he'll pallet that entry in the number 22 back to the green flag. We are back underway here at the Boothill Speedway. On demand, and Michael Hudson has problems on the restart. Oh my. Not sure why, but the 199 did not get up and going. And he may take a very wild Travis Pastrana ride here. As down the back chute, we have all kinds of trouble. The 199 somehow, some way gets by unscathed, and everybody is bottled up right now. How did they get through? They didn't. Into turns 1 and 2. As here comes the 81 of Cody Myers out of Bossier City. Cody Myers trying to do something tonight. Can he do it? Ronald Pilkington trying to hold off as the caution flag waves again. It's Triple X. As the 45R of Randy Cox, this young man's been licking his chops, hoping for a victory. He got a good race car and a good talent. We'll see what he has tonight. As Cody Myers, though, showed the most strength to this point. We'll find out. Myers has a hot rod. We're back on the way. Oh, and wait, here we go. 36J is all of a sudden into the mix. We didn't even see him. Don't sleep on him. Here comes Myers down to the inside for the top spot. It's heating up at Boothill. It's heated all the way up, and here comes Whitehead, the reigning $10,000 winner, the king of the hill. Oh, look out, Randy Cox. Tough break for Randy Cox at 45R. Oh. Thank you, Lord. Alpha 4, we're back on the way. Cody Myers trying to put that 81 in victory lane tonight for Joe Best. What a run he had here last year. Speaking of Ricky Ingles anyway for Joe Best. As they're down the back straightaway in the 3. Whitehead is coming on strong late, and Bo Perry will throw his hat in the ring in the 12 car. What more do you want, race fans? We got a race brewing tonight here in Greenwood. Memorial Day Saturday night. Thanks to all those who have served and fought for this nation that we could be here to enjoy this amazing sport of dirt track racing that has flown under the radar and underground for some years. But tonight, the lights are bright in Greenwood, Louisiana. The young man, Cody Myers, 23 years old, out of Bossier City, trying to put on a show for the diehards tonight as he rolls off a 2 down the back straightaway with a sight set on turn number 3 to the back bumper of 22 is 36J, reeling them back in now. It is about to be wild, and a trio for the top spot. Alpha 4, Myers gets the door shut right in front of his face that time at the line. What more do you want, race fans? Here comes 36J. Whitehead lurking. These goons are out lurking now. Who's it gonna? Oh, it's just now halfway. You gotta build it. As Lil Wayne would say, that's how you let the beat build. And the 3, the 81 of Cody Myers. Trying to be like his dad, Bob Myers, tonight. Here he comes in 81. It's 32, 81, 36J. Top 3. Breaking away from the rest of the field right now. Back in the shadows is the 12 of Perry, holding off a fellow laser chassis competitor, the 5 of Paul Lopez. Brandon Brown in 6th and 32. I'm sorry, Neil Kemp. Kemp out of a B-main. Here comes Myers for the race lead. Cody Myers for the top spot. He'll wrestle it to the outside of the 22. And Rollo will not be able to contest it. And he'll allow a half a car length get up on the number 81 as Cody Myers driving a flawless race tonight here at Boothill. Cody Myers trying to get his first win here since 2017. And Alpha 4, he's got sole possession of it in 81. He'll go to the top spot. Cody Myers in the Twin City Towing Kiss Country 93.7 FM, 11:30 a.m. The Tiger. John Harvey Toyota sponsored number 81. The Laser Chassis with Willow Lout turning the wrenches on that entry here in 2019. Whitehead showing pressure now to the inside of 22. Billy Greider going to be the lap car. About a straightaway up in front. Will the leaders have time to approach him? We're working down to the nitty-gritty here as Cody Myers has driven a flawless race tonight here at the legendary quarter mile. Lap traffic up in front. Will it impede 81's progress? We'll see what happens as he is likely to close that gap on Greider in the 492 car just whenever it matters the most. Could very well end up not being a factor, but you have to think. No one to tell 492, no spotters, scores, anyone to let him know, to indicate that the leader is coming by, and he'll go by no harm, no foul. All the build up for build-ups of suspense that ended up being very uneventful there for Myers. As they roll into 3, Cody Myers. An absolute flawless performance tonight for this young man. What a race he's driven. Myers will sing it off into 1 and 2 in the middle lane of the racetrack. Not sure that this young man's ever had a race car that's handled to this, or had a car with this drivability. As they roll off the 4 to the white flag this time, it's going to mean the world to this man tonight. In the 4th event here in 2019. That three different winners and 3 races here at Boothill tonight. Out of Bossier City, Louisiana, the 23-year-old will roll off a 4 to a face full of checkered flag. Bossier City, Louisiana, Cody Myers in victory lane for Joe Best Motorsports in the number 81 laser race car tonight. car in a little while. This young man who began racing when he was 15 years old at Champion Park Speedway got a phone call this year from Joe Best to drive this car. His teammate Ricky Ingles was the winningest factory stock driver here a year ago with 6 wins. But Cody got an opportunity to drive a car, and he's got a good piece. And give it up for him, folks. Cody Myers out of Bossier City. Man, this is, let's get over here for the Race on Texas cameras and these race fans. Man, what a car you had here tonight. Rollo is out front setting the pace, few cautions there, giving an opportunity to think about what you needed or not needed to do. Car was just so, it had a lot of drivability.
Man, the car was great, but when Justin showed me the top, I knew I had to commit to it and just, run hard because I knew Justin was going to be real tough, So I just, just ran my pace and, capitalized off of it.
That was a segue into what I was going to say. You see 36J, your lineup to the outside of you. He won the most recent race here. This guy here, he turned the wrenches on these things. Willow Loud, he's good at this stuff. But, man, I'll tell you what, it's so long overdue for you, man. I mean, you had to feel white-headed out there. The pressure was on. I mean, Pilkington's so well accomplished. You've got some wins in your career, too. That had to be in the back of your mind. You got to go, and you got to go now.
Man, that was awesome, man. This wouldn't be possible without William right here and Joe, Joe Best and all them, staying behind me, right? It's been a while. I don't know. It feels great.
I know Joe was helping you out with your personal 55 car at times last year. How did this come about? Did he give you a call, say, hey, drive this car? Tell us a little bit about that.
I don't know really what happened actually, but he just kind of asked me if I want to drive for him, give it a shot, and we're gonna keep going with this and see what happens throughout the year with it.
It's pretty neat though that somebody instills their confidence in you to drive their race car.
Man, it feels awesome, man. Just a lot of bad luck the last 2 years and get this great opportunity. It feels awesome.
It's a flawless performance tonight, young man. Let's hear about anybody additional you'd like to thank tonight.
I'm gonna thank my dad. Joe Best with Twin City Towing, William, PTS Race Engines, Classic Rock, Highway 98.9, Laser Race Cars, John Harvey Toyota, Jody Prince, and whoever else.
Sweet hair, dude.
Thank you.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen, from Bossier City, Louisiana. Cody Myers, your winner tonight. On demand on raceontexas.com. And your 4-cylinder main event here at Boothill Speedway. As a 199 of Mike Hudson out front with a race lead by a couple of car lengths over Miss Triple X of Brittany Graham through 3 and off of turn number 4 with 2 laps into the history books here tonight in Greenwood. Chris Hennigan, your open wheel modified winner tonight, followed by Cody Myers, who just won your factory stock main event a few moments ago. As Miss Triple X is reeling the 199 into her now. David Vosbury rounding out the podium right now, sitting in 3rd in the 00 car. Still early on in this 4-cylinder main event. Hudson winning opening night here in 2019. As last night, the Triple X car, Brittany Shireen, the former Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner, had a hot rod down at Manny, Louisiana at Showtime. Contended for the top spot, but came up short late, breaking a right rear. And right now, she is stalking the tire tracks of the 199 for the race lead. Backing away in your 4-cylinder main event, and Brittany Shireen going to take a stab to the inside for the race lead here. The 199 of Big Mike Hudson still out front in command of this one as he works the bottom side of the racetrack to his advantage, but Triple X of Brittany Graham all over him there. But lost a little bit of ground that last time. She was up on him on that last green flag run, but coming up short this time. We'll see what happens as we tick the clock down as we're halfway into this one, 50% to go. Eddie Brewer gave a nice run to the 199 on the second action of the 2019 season, and tonight, the young lady out of Shreveport, Louisiana, making the 199 on Mike Hudson earn it. He gonna earn it tonight, and lap traffic about to come a factor here. Off of 2, 3 wide through lap traffic. Look out, Brittany down the back straightaway. She tries to thread the needle and walk through the threshold. Can't quite get the job done. She'll drive it deeper off into the corner that time. About drove it to I-20 before she turned left and set up for the corner, and she'll drive off the exit, but still cannot quite take over the race lead. Shown some strength this year and shown that he can battle from adversity, and the lights are out. We're back underway. Not a good restart for Perkins, and your feature race winner at Arklatex on night 2 of the USMTS Cajun Clash is throwing his hat into the ring. Speaking of Tyler Moore out of Marshall, he'll roll to the outside of the yellow number 18 of Perkins for third, as Graham trying to mount another charge. She's a married woman now. I got to get it down pat. As Brittany Graham this time says hello and goodbye. Thank you very much. She'll take over the race lead and throw the 199 into her hip pocket, and looking to officially dispose of him for good anyway. But off of 4, the 199 tries to go back to work. He starts sawing on it, but coming up a little short this time. It'll be 2 laps to go. 2 more trips around the Boothill Speedway, and Brittany Graham, 18 and the 3 make contact there off the exit. White flag out for Brittany Graham. The 2017 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner in the 4 cylinders. I told Brittany last night it's either wreckers or checkers with you, woman. And it's the truth. She's always in contention, but if her car's in one piece, she's winning, and if it's not, she's in the infield. But tonight, she'll win it. Your former Louisiana State champion, Brittany Graham, wins at Boothill. Coming out, ladies and gentlemen, the former Louisiana State champion, Brittany Graham in Triple X. Dude, that was an awesome race. I mean, as soon as the caution comes out over there, I mean, you're working through the lap traffic 3 wide there. That really had to get your adrenaline pumping tonight, Brittany. That was an awesome race up front.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun for sure. I don't know that I've had that much fun in the race car.
And, finally some good luck. Last night you broke the right rear, battling for the win. It's nice to come back tonight and, get some redemption.
Yeah, the whole time I was like, oh, hold on.
What were you thinking of that juncture of the race, what I mentioned a moment ago when you went 3 wide through lap traffic? You looked like you were going to go for it regardless, and you're going to make it fit there.
Yeah, I was trying to. I was just hoping he didn't decide to come down. I didn't want to end up with a junked race car, so.
Absolutely. Let's hear about all the folks that helped you out. Now, this is a very popular win for you here on Memorial Day. Sean got a win last night. You get a win here tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, especially with him being a veteran also. And thank you everybody else that's here that has served for us and for our country. And thank all y'all for coming out.
Awesome run tonight, Brittany. Congratulations. You definitely earned that one.
Thank you.
Good up for.
I didn't think I was fine.
Yeah, go ahead. Thank your folks to help you.
Yeah, I got to thank Sean for sure. He got it fixed this morning for me while I was at work. Hitman Designs, J&J Motorsports, Jody Prince, Summer Grove Auto Care, W&W Timber, Racing for Tanner as always, and Chris Gardner. He's here helping us tonight, and everybody else that helps us along the way.
Class act, Brittany. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Good up for, ladies and gentlemen. Brittany Graham scores the win tonight here at Boothill. His first front row bid tonight at Boothill, outside pole. 23 at Cliff Tupper Jr. in car number 23. And Dylan Spear from Marshall. The lights are out. We're underway. Ingalls going to lead them into 1 and 2. Ingalls won night number 1. Whitehead won night 1. Ingalls won night 2. Whitehead won night 3. And we'll see what happens on night number 4 here at the Greenwood Oval. And Dylan Spear right in front of the field nearly lost the handle. Dylan got really knocked sideways there. So let's walk in at 1 and 2. As they head down off of 2 down the back straightaway. Jody Davidson trying to pick up some positions now down the back straightaway. Denny Bar fighting tooth and nail as they're 3 wide back here for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And a great racetrack season here tonight here at Boothill. Cliff Tupper Jr. had a really bad fast race car earlier in heat race action as he'll roll. And turn number 3 trying to stalk the tail, take of the 81 of the Eagles for the race lead. Here comes Tupper. Cliff Tupper Jr., the Western Flyer. CD Howard, Simple Church, got to the number 23, rolls off into turn 22. Setting sights down the back straightaway. Austin turned the ambient mic down. And the 3. Just a little. And 3 and off of 4. And here comes 36J. Justin Whitehead trying to rip and roll it outside of the Boothill Speedway. Rolls off into turn 1. Here comes Cliff Tupper Jr. for the top spot. He'll roll down the inside. They go neck and neck, door to door. Fender to fender, or they don't have fenders. And the 3 on the 23. Cliff Tupper and Ingalls just looked like he may have broke, but nope, he corrals the 81. He just got out of the groove. Boy, what a very popular win would be tonight for Cliff Tupper Jr. If we can best this field of 45 plus limited modifieds tonight here at the Greenwood Oval. Whitehead closing the gap on the Jojo Wilhelm's into the mix now. Got a good one brewing here for second as Jojo Wilhelm seemingly has dropped the bad luck off somewhere along his way to Boothill Speedway and route down I-20. As Jojo Wilhelm is due as anyone for a victory here. And Cliff Tupper Jr., though, right now is dominating around the Greenwood Oval. As Cliff Tupper serving what's for supper tonight. He's trying to get himself a victory here at the Greenwood Oval. He is digging off of turn number 4 down the front stretch into turn number 1. I'm not sure that we've even yet gotten halfway. I don't believe it, but then they head off of 2 and into turn number 3. It's going to be the 47 of Wilhelm still holding back the advance of the 36J. Justin Whitehead trying to get back to victory lane. He just lost it nearly in front of the field. Look out, Justin. Justin nearly lost it and crossed right up in front of the nose of the B99 of Ben Leedy. Ben Leedy drawing a flawless race tonight. Look, to finish in the top 5 out of this pack of goons here at the racetrack tonight would be certainly an accomplishment. Halfway it'll be this time, next time by. Boy, Cliff Tupper Jr. has a hammer underneath the hood tonight of the Western Flyer race car, Cliff's Welding Service, SimpleChurch.tv, number 23, the Bossier City native. It's been a good night for Bossier City as Cody Myers went to victory lane for the first time since 2017. As now your longtime race leader, Ricky Ingalls, is slowed considerably. He's off the pace in 81. He'll head to the infield of the Heartbreak Hotel. Davidson now going to the scenic route in the 90 car. He was sitting in 5th at the time of that mishap. Justin Whitehead. Whitehead came home a strong, respectable 3rd in the factory stock tonight, but he has been set on kill in that express race car since forming an alliance with Shane Hebert out of Scott, Louisiana. Whitehead in 36J has found his niche around the Greenwood Oval, but he's going to need help, and he may have just got it in the form of the 20 of Brent Tidwell. And he will. Whitehead's going to get the shot that he had longed for. It appears that he will. Or maybe he will not. The suspense right now would be on the 36J's behalf. The hope he gets a shot, and he will not. He will not get the shot that he was looking for unless Tidwell cannot make it out of harm's way in turn number 1. As the laps continue to tick off. Tick-tock goes the race clock as Cliff Tupper Jr. is working his way through heavy lap traffic now. Heavy lap traffic for Tupper, who has absolutely dominated from the drop of the hat of his heat race tonight. As Jojo Wilhelm putting pressure on 36J of Whitehead for 2nd. Whitehead has won twice here at the Greenwood Oval this season. I said Greenwood Oval like 10 times tonight. 30. Into turn number 3. Lap traffic not impeding the progress of 23 junior Cliff Tupper as he sees 2 more trips around the Boothill Speedway. 2 more trips around. Yes. Poncho Carter, your winner. As rolling off of... Let me call it... white flag this time by... This is a feather in the cap for this guy, man. What a dominant performance for Cliff Tupper Jr. I mean, I'm not sure that you could have asked for any more out of what he's put on the Boothill Speedway Racing Service tonight. Leaving absolutely zero doubt the 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner driving the Cliffs Welding Service and Virovac number 23, Cliff Tupper Jr. to victory lane in his Western Flyer CB Power number 23. I mean, look, this may not be the biggest win as far as prize money. He's won a pretty big one at Vivian, but this one here, as far as the quality of competition, I'm not sure. I think any driver here, Jason Ingalls, anybody that would win this race tonight would be very proud to win this one, because Cliff Tupper just topped his quality of a field of limited modifieds I've announced in the last year, I guarantee you. It may just be a regular Saturday night, but give it up for him, race fans. Cliff Tupper Jr. at 23. Well, Cliff, I had context to this victory to the race fans. You know, this may not be the biggest prize, you know, as far as money. This has to be, since you've returned to racing, this has to be right up there as the tops, man. 48 plus of the baddest limited modified drivers represented all over the Mid-South. And that was a tough field. You just routed by nearly an entire straightaway tonight.
It's amazing. You know, we've been working on this car quite a bit trying to get it right, but we're there, I think. So first and foremost, I got to thank Simple Church for bringing me closer to God, for all these fans, my family, and just being able to race. It's an amazing sport.
How hard is it to, you know, I know you don't take these things for granted. I'm sure you really enjoy this one, but how hard is it not to get down on yourself and, you know, get your confidence too far down there whenever you come out and you have that bad luck like you do? You come out here, you think you've righted the ship, you come out here and somebody will take you out down in turn one, or you might break a transmission or something. How hard is it to, you know, keep your confidence up there?
Oh, man, just knowing that you can do it, you know, just staying positive, you know, that's the best way.
This one right here has got to definitely propel you forward and give you, you know, quite a few extra years anyway. I mean, that, I don't think you realize that you just dominated that race. I mean, you beat some top flight guys out here.
Yeah, I keep hearing it's about time for me to, you know, retire and let my son take over.
I ain't said that.
Thanks to Mr. Rice. We're back in victory lane.
I think Cody just puts that rhetoric out there so he can take your car for a spin every now and then.
Yeah, he does that. He does that quite often.
Is there anybody in addition you'd like to thank? I know you thanked a few folks, but anybody additional?
Especially Harmon's Towing, John McKee, Crawfish Shack, JCR Components, and Cliffs Welding.
That'd be awesome. Win on Memorial Day too, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
Give it for him, folks. Cliff Tupper Jr. scores the win tonight. Your 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track champion, back in ABC Auto Parts victory lane. Hey, by the way, I got a winner on the trivia question finally. It's Corey Smith. Pizza Rev. 27 of Mike Washburn out of Shreveport, Louisiana, on the pole alongside the number 57, who bought the car that Mike won 5 races in here last year. It's Chad Dupont out of Shreveport. 4V is Duck Vick Jr., the 96 of the Nightmare, Michael Knighton. And Dupont got a pretty wild... The 87 in respects to Papa Ray Ingalls is the Mad Hatter Chase Hatton out of Newberry, Texas. The Nightmare got a little loose there off the exit of turn number 2. He's able to corral it. And now he sets his sights back on the number 87 for 4th. Down the boulevard they come off of 4. Boothill and all over the Arklatex. Lights are out and we'll find out if Mike Washburn can score the victory tonight. Washburn leads the lap on the restart as we're back underway here at the place to race. Mike Washburn began racing back in 1993 in the mini stock division. And I can't see shit. So Washburn leading now is Doug Vick Jr. in hot pursuit of the 57 of Dupont. Rights third right now, being pressured by the 87 of Hatton. As they come off of turn number 4, the 20 of Easley into the mix as well. As the 8 of Porter now running his way into the top 6. The race clock ticks and talks off of 4. We're still early on in the early stages of this Pro Mod main event. Is everybody using the same amount of real estate, or using the same real estate right now on the racetrack? They're not really having to overdrive their equipment at this juncture. The cards are being dealt for Mike Washburn. A smooth and a flawless driver out front, able to dictate where he should and shouldn't go. But you have to think if we stay green, he will reach lap traffic at some point. Many a driver will tell you that they'd like to be sitting in second and consider that to be the catbird seat in the waning stages of a race through lap traffic. But we'll speak on that when we get to that point, if necessary. The 27 and the 4V have waged war here at Boothill and shared the cream of the crop here. Vic Jr.'s reeled him in. It's halfway this time. Yeah, I'm not sure if we're going 15 or 20, but the roll off of 2 down the back straightaway, and the 57 has now closed the gap on the rear bumper to the 4V of Doug Vic Jr., and 4V is now closing the gap as Washburn slides up in front of the lap traffic. Only one car now in between himself, and now Vic Jr. will dispose of the lap traffic. You never want to be necessarily the driver dictating where you should or should not go. You're in the catbird seat sitting in second. Vic Jr.'s licking his chops right now. Working down to it should be 8 laps to go. If we're going 20. As Vic Jr.'s now closed the gap. Trying to pay attention to my flagman to see if we were running 20 or 15 and made it up top to the booth. Anyway, all the while, Washburn continues to lead, but Vic Jr. starting to turn up the wick now. Vic Jr. turning up the wick now, and we're getting down to it. And the final race of the night here at the legendary quarter-mile oval here in Greenwood, Louisiana, on another dirt track Saturday night. For all the servicemen and women who have fought and laid their life on the line for this great nation, to be here to enjoy this great sport of dirt track racing. Mike Washburn, who kicked cancer's ass, and he's kicking his competition's tail to this point tonight, one lap at a time. 27 works the throttle, works it well down the back straightaway with some finesse. If you're looking for some sheet metal, call Tech Sheet Metal and Welding. If you're looking for a beer here and there, go see Miss Connie at Connie's Hideaway. Get you a cold one. Talk to her about how the 27 car pretty quick around the Boothill Speedway, and she'll tell you, hey, that's my son. Anyway, down the back straightaway in the 3. It's getting hairy now, folks. It's heating up off of 4 down the front stretch into turn number 1. Mike Washburn has got to go, and he's got to go now. It is about to get wild out here. It's getting messier than a scene from Animal House. Oh boy. Wayne Barnes up in front of the 27, impeding the progress, and Doug Vic Jr. to the outside. Vic Jr. comes out a little bit short that time. It's heating up again. Who's it going to be to the final race of the night here at Boothill? And they're 3 different lanes wide for the race lead right now. Oh my. Maybe the best Pro Mod race I've seen, or undoubtedly the best Pro Mod race I've seen this season. And you have got 5 o'clock traffic in front of your leader with 2 laps to go. Mike Washburn can't find a lane to get around the lap traffic. There are 2 different lanes wide in front of him, and Doug Vic Jr. is licking his chops trying to take advantage. Vic Jr. coming up short though. Vic Jr. with 16 wins at this racetrack over the last 2 years. Washburn with 7 of them. Off of 4 down the boulevard, they come with the white flag out. Mike has led every lap of this race, and he is not willing to give it up now. Final time in the turn number 3. Sold the car that he was so impressive with last year. Look out, Mike Washburn. Washed up a little bit, but he'll hold on and do it. Mike Washburn wins tonight at Boothill in number 27. The Shreveport native finally breaks through to victory lane. Hey. You know, one of these classes has to be last to race. So, again, everybody that's headed out, we thank y'all so much for choosing Boothill Speedway as your racing destination on this dirt track Saturday night.
Thank you, sir.
But y'all be sure to give some noise. The number 27, he climbs out again. He's going to be pretty fired up after this one. Felt like the longest start of the season. And this cam chassis for 2019. The Architects Sheet Miller Welding, Connie's Hideaway, McDonald's sponsored. Pizza Rev number 27. He kicked Cancer's ass tonight. He takes his competition one lap at a time. It's Mike Washburn in 27 out of Shreveport, Louisiana in 27. Here's your water.
Thanks, baby.
Yes, sir. What a race tonight, man. That lap traffic had to definitely be hairy there because it was where I was standing up there. It was pretty tough, but behind the cockpit, man, you had to been on pins and needles.
That was wild, the lap traffic.
I mean, Doug and Chad, they tried to fit it and went 3 wide there off the exit of 2 with just a few laps to go. I mean, did you have any idea that it was that close coming down to the wire?
One of them bumped me, just let me know they was there.
You just know you had to go, you got to go now.
Yeah, but when they're 2 by 2 in front of you, you just got to bide your time.
I mean, and, you know, sometimes you're in the catbird, so you want to be the guy probably sitting in second so you could take advantage of an opportunity like that. You got to really be flawless when you're out front with the lead like that to protect all lanes.
That's right, Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm no racer, Mike. Come on. You just did. that was a great race, though, man. I know this feels good for you with how the year started. It's been a tough start to the year. I mean, you swapped to this cam car. You sold your car you had so much success in to Chad, and I don't know if he totaled that one a few weeks ago. He did total it. But, it's nice turning it around. You still got a lot of the season left.
We've been working on it every week, Zach. A little change here, a little change there. Tonight was the first time it really felt like a race car.
You didn't ever get down on yourself, though?
No. Absolutely. I knew it would improve. It's just taking time.
It was good tonight, my friend. Let's hear about all the great folks that help you out in this race car.
I'd like to thank my wife, Pam, first. Architect Sheet Metal, Pizza Rev for sure, Connie's Hideaway, McDonald's. Chris Gorbert, who has been a world of help. Michael Turner ain't here tonight. Him and my daughter decided not to come. And B.J. Cook and Scott Young, of course.
Man, it's good to have help that's fired up like that to have down here to help you, isn't it? I mean,
he's always fired up.
Man, you got to have positive folks out here helping you like that. That's awesome. I mean, see a guy that fired up just helping you out. That's what it's all about, man. We out here to have some fun.
I want to thank Tim and Ricky for a great race. Ricky for a good job of promoting, and Tim for a heck of a racetrack after all the rain we've had.
Final thing, we just get the good out of it.
And the fans that hung around to see it.
Okay, we do have the beginners left. I'll say, Mike, it's got to mean a lot as well to win on Memorial Day weekend.
Absolutely.
Congratulations to you, my friend.
Thank you, Zach.
Go for him, folks. Yes, sir. Mike Washburn at ABC Auto Parts, Victor Lane. Well, apparently that was pretty wild. I was catching up with a good friend there. But Austin Dupont moving up to the factory stock ranks tonight. And the 3 cars that were on the racetrack, they put on a pretty good show. I think this young man gets it pretty honest. So everyone left in the house, y'all give it up for Austin Dupont in car number 57. Well, how about that one, Austin Dupont? That was a pretty exciting race there. Went off of 2 down the back straightaway.
Yeah, I thought I didn't have it, but I seen him spin out, and
you're fine. Go ahead. Come over here for me.
And I didn't know I had it.
Tell me how this came about. What kind of car you got here? And is Dad just ready to move you up, or were you ready to move up? Did you have to pry on him to get in this car, or what?
Well, I raced here a couple of weeks ago in my front wheel drive, and I wrecked it real bad. So he bought me this, and I got into it.
You rolled that thing, didn't you?
No.
No, you didn't roll it. I'm sorry. But it's pretty fun. I mean, you ain't been racing too long. I know you got some wins over at Chatham in the 4-cylinder deal, but you come over here to Boothill. It's got to be special to win at this racetrack where your dad had a lot of success in a super late model, and he's been pretty good in that pro mod too. But it's got to be fun, getting the family out here and cutting your teeth out here on the racetrack, young man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's pretty fun. Hey, anybody additional you want to thank?
My mom and dad. That's it.
Don't be nervous. It's your first one. Hey, it's your first one in the factory stock. Congratulations, young man.
Thank you.
Hey, tell all these folks how old you are out here.
15.
15 years old. Hey, from a young age, you wanted to race. Like, how young were you?
I was young. I don't remember.
All right, I'm gonna wear you out real quick. Do you have any memories of when your dad was racing that green 57 late model out here?
No.
You're real young then. Hey, congratulations, young man. You earned it.
Thank you.
I give him a little extra nervous there. Hey, folks, everyone left the house. Give it up for Austin Dupont. Those first ones like that, they only come one time, so had to make sure we got the good out of it there a little bit.